email's going wrong. Not today. Okay, it looks like... No, not yet. Oh, fuck. Alrighty, folks. Not yet. Still uploading. I don't know. Are we live or not? I can't tell. Are we live? Alright, we're live on YouTube. Are we live on Rumble? Yes, okay, these say we are live. Alright, Dee will be in as quickly as she can. I am really quick going to try to send out the notifications. Hey, Blue Rose. It's, Dee is tied up at the moment. I am trying to figure this out solo for a moment, so be patient with me, everybody. No threatening bodily harm if I don't get it done fast enough, you know, that kind of stuff. So, patience is a virtue, right? Who am I joking? The only people who get what they want are the ones who have no patience and don't want to wait and just throw a big enough temper tantrum. Society. Gotta love it, right? Hold on. This is the one I need. I'm alive. Physically. Mentally, whole different ball game. Not sure where I stand mentally. That's another one. Up for grabs. One moment. I just got one more. No, I've still got a few more places I gotta send links. What the fudge? Okay, usually Dee's good at talking to you guys while I'm doing this. And since she's not here at the moment, where is Discord? There it is. Time to drop the links every which way else. All right. So how are you doing today, Blue Rose? Okay. Where is it? Okay, now I can somewhat get started. Alright, I think I can get started. Physically, maybe. Mentally, I make no promises. You know, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll be hearing from Dee soon. I'm okay today. Been doing house chores. Shoot. I need to be doing household chores. But my two able-bodied assistants have decided to take the day off and hang out in their rooms. And the other two able-bodied assistants have decided that, you know, their work is more important than household chores. I can't blame them. So, hanging in there one day at a time. Oh, Lord. Ouch. Crap. So, where do we want to start today? Where do we want to start? I know we're running late. 10 minutes late. Ouch. Okay, so let's start with this video Dee said to start with. She'll probably jump in partially through. Fingers crossed. So let's start with this and we'll go from there.
Our boy Hakeem Jeffries, Walmart Obama, Temu Obama. I think I've seen in the comments Dollar Tree Obama, Great Value Obama. But Hakeem loses his cool and snaps during a CNN interview after the reporter continuously calls him out for being a lying hypocrite. We love covering Walmart Obama on this channel for two reasons. Number one, he's a complete buffoon and makes a fool out of himself every time he opens his mouth. And it gives us an insight into the complete state of dysfunction at the top of the Democrat Party. And number two, because Hakeem is emblematic of everything that is wrong with the current Democrat Party. He's inauthentic, he's scripted, he speaks in slogans and platitudes. He's timid and grossly unprepared for the current.
So he's like every other politician out there. Like most politicians out there. Yeah, I love the Walmart Obama. Heck, the Temu Obama really was great too. He thinks he's all that, but he really ain't. Just like the rest of them. Now that Nancy Pelosi is gone, they can't get jack shit done. Which only goes to show mafia tactics work best. I don't know. Oh, God. Our political field is a disaster, and it really needs a complete reset. That's all I can come up with. Let's keep listening so we can get caught up on the last time we were on.
Moment Donald Trump has put the Democrat Party in. He has no impressive policies to present, so as the leader, he's allowed the Democrat Party to descend into an anti-Trump pit of abyss. And as their leader, the supposed head of the anti-Trump movement, the best thing Hakeem can muster up is an 8-hour filibuster to delay Donald Trump's flagship piece of legislation, which then passed anyway. And now he's furious Republicans won't let up and give them a chance to breathe, and instead are putting their foots on the necks of the Democrats in the lead up to the 2026 midterms. Let's listen to Hakeem go on his whiny rant about why Republicans are such bad people for doing the exact same thing Democrats do.
House Republicans have been a complete and total failure for the American people. They have no credible track.
House Democrats have been as well. Just going to point that out. Democrats and Republicans have been complete failures to the American people. Across the board. 100%. All of y'all. Politicians have failed us. We're going to quit pointing fingers. And we're going to remember, both sides have failed.
Record of success. That's why House Republicans are afraid of the voters in 2026.
No. All politicians are afraid of the voters because we're sick of your asses.
Midterm elections, and they're trying to cheat to win.
Cheat to win. I mean, but this is what majorities do. They redraw lines.
It is completely and totally unprecedented to engage in mid-decade redistricting. That is only being done because House Republicans in Texas and beyond know they have no track record of success.
Okay, what Hakeem...
Wait, hold on, but what happened to all of California's people fleeing to Texas? California did such a good job at keeping its people, they fled to Texas. Hence, requiring redistricting because of population change. The biggest problem with the Democrats is that they believe their best chance of winning is to focus on the hapless, oh my God, homeless and constricted rather than the Trump failures thus far. Okay, oh my God, I will learn to read. Yeah, but honestly, both sides do this shit. And Texas wouldn't have to redistrict if all the loonies from California hadn't moved to Texas. Just in Florida. Texas and Florida got hit by New York and California's people leaving. Let me hit play.
Mad about, and I'll catch you up to speed, is Texas deciding they're going to redraw their congressional districts to give Republicans a favorable advantage going into the 2026 midterms. Now, Hakeem's screaming, "Oh my God, it's so unprecedented." And what the Democrat pundits on television will tell you is redrawing districts is usually for census years. You figure out what the new population growth or decline of a state is, and then you redraw districts accordingly. So he's
But they again aren't counting all the crazy people who've shifted states during Biden's last term. So a census is needed because everybody has moved. So, yeah.
complaining this is unfair and undemocratic that Republicans are deciding to do this in the middle of the decade leading up to an election. Well, would you be surprised if I told you it actually isn't unprecedented? In fact, we only need to look back as far as 2016 when Barack Obama was president to see that the Democrats did the exact same thing. This is an article from the Center for Politics titled "How Mid-Decade Redistricting Saved the Democrat House Majority," published in 2020. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt here. When Democrats came out of the 2020 election with just a 222 to 213 advantage, some observers claimed that Pelosi's majority was due to several states that saw mid-decade redistricting. Specifically, beginning with the 2016 election cycle, North Carolina, Florida, Virginia, and Pennsylvania discarded maps that were favorable to the Republicans and replaced them with plans that were more generous to Democrats. Just another example of Democrats shamelessly lying to people and pretending they're these outstanding, by-the-book politicians, and the big bad Republicans are just out here defying every political norm that we have. No, Hakeem Jeffries is just mad the Democrats have absolutely no political clout. They have no footing, they have no plan, and the Republicans are doing exactly what Hakeem Jeffries would be doing if he had power, if he had any influence, if he had any, as the kids say, motion. So not only are Democrats lying about this being unprecedented and against the norms because they did it just a decade ago, but they're also hypocrites. And here's where the CNN reporter calls him out for his plan to have blue states do the same thing and asks him, why is it bad that Republicans are doing it, but somehow not bad that you're also doing it?
You just accuse Republicans of rigging the election by changing the lines in the middle of the decade. Wouldn't Democrats be doing the same thing?
It's important to understand that in Texas, there's already ongoing litigation that the map that currently exists violates the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That's litigation that we think we're on the verge of winning. What we're committed to doing as Democrats in New York, in California, in New Jersey, across the country, is make sure that the congressional maps are as fair as possible.
Now, whether you think gerrymandering is right or wrong, or democratic or undemocratic, the point is both sides do it, both sides have always done it, and both sides will continue to do it. But the unfortunate truth for Democrats is they've done it a whole lot more in states where they're the majority. So they're talking about redrawing California to give them more of an advantage, but California's already been drawn to give Democrats the biggest possible advantage they can have. There's no more juice to squeeze out of the fruit. In fact, all they do is run the risk of redrawing districts and actually giving Republicans the advantage. And every time Democrats talk about their motivation being the achievement of fairness, it sounds like authoritarian nails on a chalkboard to me. They say fairness because on the surface it sounds kind.
I actually kind of agree with you on that, Art. But when has any of our presidents actually had a plan? When have any of them had any kind of decent working plan? When's the last time, I should say? When's the last time a president has had a decent working plan? It's like none of our politicians, none of our presidents, none of our world leaders have any decent kind of plan for anything at any point. Except make it happen somehow, and if it doesn't work, we'll blame the next person or the people before us. That's all it has ever been in politics. I swear it has only been that way. Okay, let me hit play again.
and positive. But what they really mean is big intrusive government meddling in absolutely everything until they achieve their desired outcome, whatever that may be. It's not like they're redrawing districts to give Democrats and Republicans equal representation in the state. They're both doing it to try to give their own side an advantage. It's like, fine, just say that. Your strategy is to win. But don't hide behind some altruistic intention of fairness. And that conniving insincerity causes the CNN reporter to once again call him out for being a hypocrite. And Hakeem gets pissed.
Is New Jersey another option that you're looking at too?
I think that if you have a situation where Republicans are unleashing every malignant scheme possible to try to undermine the principle of free and fair elections and to disenfranchise millions
Ronald
of people
Reagan
in
in the
Texas
80s.
and beyond, that it's incumbent upon all of us to take a close look.
I will
at
point
how
out that didn't work out too smoothly either. His plan wasn't perfect, and his war on drugs sure was a joke, as we now know 40 years later. So, just gonna say, he had a plan. It didn't work out very well either. There were problems with him, not nearly as bad as many of the others, but his biggest failure was the war on drugs, in my opinion.
we ensure that the congressional map writ large is as fair as possible in advance of the midterm elections?
But you don't think this is the same thing as what the Republicans are doing
Of course
in Texas?
it's not.
Because of why?
Because we believe in the principle of fair maps.
You see how
It's not the same because we believe in the principle of fair maps while overtaking all these other things. Yeah, okay, dude. Like, I don't get it. Their word gymnastics and their psychology to justify themselves is insane. It really is. I just can't stand the political BS that's out there. Hence why I'm calling it out. It's BS.
he shouted at him? No, it's not the same. Because he can't bear to be faced with the reality that this moral high ground that he stands on doesn't exist. If you're planning on doing the exact same thing the Republicans are doing, that you're simultaneously condemning, and at every turn you call Republicans Nazis, well, what does that make you if you're doing the exact same thing? But they're not doing it with bad intention. They're doing it to preserve free and fair elections. Just like a communist isn't stealing your property, they're just simply redistributing it for the greater good of society. I love how the reporter responded to his furious declaration that it isn't the same by asking, why not? It's like even he is baffled at the sheer amount of cognitive dissonance. It's like Democrats are so offended that we no longer live under their cultural stranglehold, and they actually have to explain themselves now. It's like before you couldn't ask them, how are you the party of women, but yet you're vigorously fighting for men to compete in women's sports and dominate and also invade all of their personal private spaces? That used to be met with just, shut up, transphobe. Now, because their insults mean nothing and their societal pressure no longer exists, they're forced to defend their positions, which are grossly indefensible. And they get frustrated that their trusted media outlets are no longer just going along with it. Now, here's where Walmart Obama explains that the big bad thing they're doing in Texas, he wants to do up in his home state of New York, but in a good, free and fair way. Watch.
In New York, I've talked to some members of your delegation, Democrats, who want New York to change the maps, to try to add seats, Democratic seats in New York. Would you support that effort in your state?
Let me just simply say the maps in New York are not.
Okay, you got me there. You got me there. It wasn't about... Okay, I should have said a plan that succeeded. Okay? I should have said that. But I still hold his war on drugs was an absolute joke, and all it did was leave for the DEA to hold in the ATF to, you know, give themselves job security. Hey, Dinkelman. So here I am. Yes, I should have worded that question better. I agree, Art. I agree. I should have worded it better, but again, I will hold that Reagan and all his plan didn't work out the greatest, okay, you know? And I mean, Kennedy had a plan, and look what happened to him. He didn't really get to enact it. Bobby Kennedy had a plan that didn't get enacted either. So, it's amazing that any of our presidents have gotten this far with any kind of plan of any kind, even the ADHD one you described. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is a joke. The left and the right do this crap, and then they get mad at each other about it. Like, can we just ditch the government? Can we just, not have the government?
Not as fair as they could be.
That sounds to me like you're open to changing it before.
I look forward to having a conversation with the governor about how do we ensure that New York maps.
I do want to add, I am extremely shocked CNN gave him this much help. Normally they just nod, smile, and pat him on the back. Normally they don't give him pushback. So CNN surprised me on this one. I think their falling viewership and ratings may have had something to do with that. Or many, many lawsuits from God knows where.
Or as fair as possible in an environment where you've got extreme MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump doing everything they can to undermine the will of the voters and undermine the principle of free and fair elections across the country.
I'm going to quote my little
Free
brother
and
on
fair
this
my
one.
ass.
Fair to whom? We've already seen the past 4 years what fairness means to Democrats. That means men get to beat up women in their sports. That means illegal immigrants can come here in the tens of millions and live for free off the taxpayer. That means the bar to get into higher education is lowered for some demographics that the Democrats prefer, and raised for others that they don't like so much. They love free and fair elections so much that they anointed Kamala Harris as their candidate without a single free and fair vote. They love fairness so much that they decided to make everybody's life way more expensive because of their out-of-control inflation. So spare me with the Democrat fairness. I don't want any more of that. The Democrats are badly losing the culture war and the political war. And you would think after it was exposed that they covered up Joe Biden's mental decline for 4 years, you would think they would get off their high horse and stop pretending to be these moral superiors. But they won't. They refuse to let go of this delusion because it's the only thing that's stopping their extremely entitled and coddled worldview from being shattered into a million pieces.
Okay, so that's that for that video. JFK had a plan, but was assassinated, leaving LBJ and Nixon to actually accomplish. Yeah, and look how well that went. That did not go as planned. I mean, seriously, if you look at the history of our presidents, it's a laughing joke. We act like some of these people are the best the world has ever seen in leadership, but then when you actually break it down, they're jokes. Like, I can't, honestly, except the founding fathers. Every single one after them has corrupted the system somehow, little by little by little. Dee is tied up at the moment with some stuff that's going on, so she is going to jump in as soon as she can. I know, everyone loves Dee. She's not here at the moment. I want her back because I hate going solo here. No, she's not sleeping. She's still fighting that bug. No. Something came up. She's not able to jump in yet. I'll let her explain when she gets in. Next, hold on. I have to do this number. Oh wait, no, nope. No, I didn't. I need to just do this number.
Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your back porch professor. I hope you're all having a wonderful...
Back porch professor makes me question his credentials, just saying. I don't know who this guy is. Dee sent me the video. It's a little bit more on gerrymandering. So we will discuss my same concepts as before. Both sides do it. Both sides are wrong. Both sides are cheating everybody, and the people in the middle, us wonderful civilians, are the ones getting screwed. So I just summed it all up.
Full weekend, and I have got something that is going to make your weekend even better. This is seriously going to blow your mind. You ready? I better prepare you. Are you sitting down? What if I told you that the Supreme Court just dropped a bombshell that is about to obliterate the Democrat Party's chances of ever coming back to national power again? And I'm not even remotely exaggerating, which I'll show you throughout the video. The Supreme Court is set to completely annihilate the very foundation of the Democrats' congressional power. The way the Democrats have been drawing voting districts, something that's been rigged for the last 60 years, it's really the only way they can reach a congressional majority. That rigged system is about to be declared unconstitutional 6-3. Now, you all know that the Democrats have been using race as a political weapon since the 1960s at least, but since 65, they've been using race as a basis to carve up congressional districts.
I want to point out, race was an issue before the 1960s. It was just the other people were complaining about it. And not the, yeah. Everyone's, since the beginning of time, race has been an issue. So when are we going to just ignore that bullshit excuse anymore? Like, seriously. When are we going to ignore it? Especially in the circumstances of a person like me who touches damn near every continent on the planet with my DNA. So, yeah. Predictions of total failure of either party has never proven true. Okay. I would like to see complete failure of all the parties, and I'd like to see us reset the BS. This is nonsense what we're going through and have been going through since the beginning of time. Every government across the eras has done this, and each one has had its reign for a while, then it falls, and then another one takes its place, and then it falls. No matter what, governments are on the downfall again and again. They rise, they fall. Rome, I think, was one of the longest running ones. So, kudos to Rome. But the rest of us, it's a laughing joke. So, oh God. This is just me in general with history and politics combined.
Like a Thanksgiving turkey, for one sole purpose, and that's, of course, to guarantee themselves seats in Congress. But now, as of literally hours ago, the Supreme Court has signaled that it is about to finally and decisively end race-based gerrymandering forever, which
they signaled or they actually said they're going to. I'm sorry, when they say the court signaled this or somebody signaled that, it's a hint. It's not a proof. It's not a final outcome. Don't make it sound like it's a big deal until it actually happens. Am I like the only one who is so sick of this hype everybody up for a permanent failure? Like, dude, did they say they were going to finally end it? Or are they discussing it? Art adds in, I also think the SCOTUS may overturn the Voting Rights Act, but that's not going to stop gerrymandering. It will just take the racial argument out of gerrymandering, which is possible, and I hope they do, because at this point, if you are truly deep down racist, there's no changing you. But the rest of society is mostly over that stupid shit. Okay, so for the 1% of truly racist people on this planet, in our country, I should say, the 1% of racist people in our country, actually racist, not what others have described as racist or changed the meaning to make them racist. No, the truly racist people, the 1%, are horribly outnumbered. We don't need all of that anymore because it is only leading to more problems. I think it's time we just bury that part. We remember it happened, but we don't use it as a weapon against everybody anymore. Because seriously, I could sit here and weaponize race against every nationality my family came from. We're not going to do it, but I could. Oh, did I hear D?
You heard me.
Woohoo! Hi! Yay! We have D. Thank God. I am terrible at the solo.
No, you're not. You're good at it. Don't sell your support. And in the chat, everybody give me a thumbs up. The crazy bee is good by herself, please.
Be honest. Don't just do it because D said to. Be honest.
Thumbs because she knows what she's doing.
Just because I know what I'm doing doesn't mean I'm good at it. I know how to do brain surgery by textbook, but that doesn't mean you want me to do your brain operation, now do you?
She's good at it. I'm waiting. I don't see not one thumbs up. I'm waiting, people.
They're more just glad to see you.
Yeah, I'm fucking traumatized, so.
Okay. What happened? Are you wanting to talk about it, or do you want to just keep going?
Well, I can, yeah. Fucking the baby fell off the couch.
Babies are highly resilient. It is very hard to break their bones or give them concussions.
Yeah, well, I didn't want it to be on my watch. Why'd it got to be on my watch? I dropped Jacob, then I dropped this one.
You dropped him or he fell off? Or did you shove him off the couch?
I would like to shove him, but no. I had him because I have that extra piece. My man is starting to roll. So I had him on the floor earlier, and he rolled a couple times. But the couch that I have has what we call here a hassock, which is like a separate piece.
It's like an ottoman. It's like an ottoman that goes at the base of the bed. I mean, not the bed, the foot of the couch.
The couch, correct. So two people could literally sit here, and you could lay out. So he was there, and I'm telling you, it was from here to there. I was at the microwave, and I turned, and I'm like, where the fuck is he at? He was gone.
He just disappeared.
There he is. He was gone. Yes, just like magic, he was gone. And by the time I got down,
well, at least he didn't fall between the cushions in the back of the couch.
Exactly. I was worried about that because there is a spot, and then there he is laying on the floor. And luckily, he had been so damn fussy. What the hell? He had been so damn fussy that I had him wrapped kind of like in a swaddle almost. And so I think that's probably what protected him from getting hurt. But yeah, he was shook. I was shook. I was crying. And then he fell back to sleep, and EJ just came and got him after he threw up on my hand from too much milk. So, okay, traumatized is over, I think.
Well, I will have news for you. My aunt's second oldest son had 9 concussions before he was 3 years old of his own accord.
Lovely.
The kid was accident prone. Or was it? No, it was. No, I want to say no. I don't want to say before he. Was it before he was 3? I can't remember. I know it was before he went to school. So it might have been 4 or 5. It was definitely before he started school. He had 9 concussions.
All right. Well, I want to.
Don't feel bad.
Okay. Why is it I only see 1 thumbs up in the chat?
Because Art said, B, you're doing fine solo.
Okay, good.
And Blue Rose just gave a fax.
Good, I can leave then. You can do this by yourself.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. You. Fine is not as good as good. Fine is just to get you through. Okay, you're doing fine. You still got room for improvement. Good is you're doing good. You're better than fine.
We all do.
This feels like deja vu right now.
You know what? It feels like deja vu to me. Almost 8.5 years ago.
Look, you didn't shove the kid.
No,
you didn't just stand there and watch him roll off and not try to stop it.
No,
so it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's still very upsetting.
You could just, tape him to the couch next time you have to get up. Duct tape, Velcro.
No, well, I spent some people are in the chat are aware, I spent almost 40 minutes doing the cry it out method. I had told them earlier today, I've had it. I cannot continue to hold this kid, for 8 hours a day, like a cocoon. You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. So I said, we're going to play Super Nanny and do what we got to do for the next several days. So that's what we did. He
Well,
kicked out the bassinet again. The bassinet's kicked out. And you know what they told me to do, which I didn't know they were doing?
What?
They're letting him sleep in bed with them. They are holding him. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that
Yep.
does not stop. That does not teach him to self-soothe. That teaches him to be codependent.
Correct. Which I did not know. Which there are some cultures that do that. Everybody sleeps together. It's that I would like to get something like accomplished in my home, and jack shit has been done.
I know.
Absolute thing. You know what I mean? I would send you this picture, but it's ugly. And besides, my boob's in the way, so forget it. You can't have it. I'm telling you, you would think that he was in my uterus, the one that I don't have anymore. With that, well, he has a big ass head. The head would probably.
You know what? I'm sure the audience is hopefully not visual thinkers, but for the ones who are, we're going to apologize.
Yes, I'm not. They could get a visual all they want. I can't get him in a ball any tighter than he is. I'm telling you, feet up to his chest, his arms wrapped around, his head tucked up underneath my armpit and up against my boob. He can't get any freaking closer to me. I mean, I, other than if he moves in and like an alien and just I absorb him into my body, or he absorbs me. And then the kick in the pants is every time this happens, somehow there's this evil little smirk, like, I told you I was going to win this battle, bitch. Yeah.
You know,
Like,
you could just okay, I get the bassinet thing is at the top, but what if you just put him in the bottom of the playpen thing there, hand him a bottle when he needs it?
Well, he's not holding the bottle yet.
You know what I used to do? I took a receiving blanket, I'd prop it up under the bottle and said there when I had to go do something else.
And the only difficulty is bending over. It was extremely difficult to get him up off the floor. And the bigger he gets, the harder it's going to be.
Put the playpen on the couch or on a coffee table.
There you go. That's not a bad idea.
Or prop it up on some bricks like a car in the ghetto.
Yeah. A car in the ghetto. Here we go.
And someone just took the tires. That's all you gotta tell everyone. Someone stole the tires. They took your rims.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is I just released the brakes off of the damn thing, so it's possible that it could get stolen. Oh my God! All right, let me see who's in the chat. Hey Art, hey Dinkelman, Blue Rose, hey babe, how you doing? Who else? Anybody else that we're missing?
No, that's it for today. We have a couple people not chatting in, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Hello to everybody. What is today, by the way? I lost the date. Is it the 13th?
Yes, Wednesday the 13th.
Wednesday, August the 13th, 2025. And if you were with us last night, we're not quite sure what happened there, but it was okay. We were both in pain. I'm better, I guess, today than I was. And Crazy B, I think, said you were feeling a tad better, except your sinuses.
My sinuses are acting up, but as for my pain, I still need to be distracted from it. I need to be doing something so I don't think about it. Are you kidding? How many hours in the car yesterday? And you know what? About the time we got home, it started raining.
Yes, it poured here.
Yeah, but why couldn't it have done that while we were sitting in the car with nothing else to do? And broiling.
But yeah, because then you would have opened the windows up and rain would have come into the car. You would have got wet.
At least it wasn't going to be feeling like the real feel of 102 versus getting a little bit of rain on me from cracked windows. And I have a sunroof that can be sloped, so it runs the water off, and you can still get air in.
Well,
joys of a Cadillac.
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't the rainmaker yesterday. I don't know what
I should have told my kids to do it. They're both part Cherokee. Get out there and do a rain dance.
There you go. Now, don't forget, everybody, tomorrow we are going to be live from 7 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Due to personal difficulties we're both experiencing. No, we both have doctor's appointments.
I have an MRI I have to go for at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Y'all don't want to deal with me right away after that because I am going to be very, very sore.
Well, I gave you options to which you nixed, so that's on you.
That's not going to stop the pain.
You said they don't work. Right.
Yeah, the sedation doesn't work for me, and I'm just going to, my leg jumping, they have options for, but it's still going to hurt to lay on a plastic, hard, flat surface, no matter which options I have, whether I'm sedated or not, I'm still going to hurt afterwards, so I'm just going to be screwed.
Right. And then Friday, we have a pre-recorded show that we're going to have put on. So that's the schedule for the rest of the week. And then we had mentioned previously of doing the live from 7 to 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, giving us sort of a different break up in our scheduling to see if we had a different reach to a different audience. And so we're going to check into that and see how we feel about it. I know it buys us a little breathing time. I like it because the baby's not here. I'm sorry. I said it. Yeah, and I'm not lying. I get extremely stressed.
Easier. I agree. It's easier when you don't have people running around and screaming. Like, it's easiest for me when my family's either hiding in their rooms or at work or just not in the house.
Right.
I love them, but I do get interruptions, and it's part of life, and I don't mind some of them. Some of them are absolutely funny, but when you come in yelling and not seeing where we're at in the middle of a sentence or something, it's kind of disruptive. Either sit in the corner, chime in when you want, or don't. And do not take phone calls in the room. Do not talk about financial, personal things, addresses, social security numbers, full names. Take that crap to a different room.
Right. Well, it's better than, wah.
Yeah, but he's understandable. He's a baby.
Yeah, but you know what? I guarantee you that after 5 minutes, we'd have people unsubscribing.
I don't think so.
Well, I just try it. I get highly upset. So,
okay, so you get upset, but that doesn't mean the audience gets upset.
Right. And I think it should matter as the content creator that I'm distraught when he's screaming. I'm trying
and that's what we're here for, to comfort you in your time of stress.
Wait, I have the tablet in one hand. I'm trying to read an article, holding him in the other hand, trying to shove a bottle in his mouth to keep him quiet. Okay. I think 3 days. Yeah, I think the other two.
Well, you could find that mic that went missing and clip it back to your shirt, and you don't have to worry about having to hold anything.
Yeah, I had it, and you guys said that it was too what? I forget.
No one had a problem with that mic.
I think it was Vanilla that did, if I recall correctly.
They were complaining about my mic at one point, but no, all we had to do was adjust where it was on your shirt.
We did that, and we ain't getting into that. Besides, I have another one to replace it once I ever get that freaking laptop. It's up, but it ain't. Never mind. I'm not going there about the laptop. Just shut up.
Well, but it worked with your tablet before for voice carrying.
Well, just like videos playing and getting into shit worked before too. Explain all that.
Well, they are now.
Yeah, now they
But that's
are.
because of an update that happened to the VLC player that I didn't know about, and it reset my output for my audio. We found
Oh,
it,
there.
though. And
Well,
your
that's good.
Discord needed to be updated. And I bet EvMux is working now that I did a full reboot of my computer with a full with all the installs that were needed. So I bet if we tried it again tomorrow, it would work.
Well, that was the other thing is I couldn't get in. I had to again in 2 days. This is the fourth time that I've had to uninstall Discord and reinstall it. I couldn't get
Mm-hmm.
in. And I'm telling you what, whoever, and I'm swearing right now, just so be prepared. Whoever is in my motherfucking files, you're being reported to Discord, and you're so fucking stupid that you can't even put the shit back the way it was. That is how stupid of whatever you want to call yourself, investigator, whatever. But I've never seen somebody try to attempt to get into somebody's shit and have it all rearranged in the wrong frickin' order. Everything. I could see one thing maybe, and you could go, oh yeah, maybe I mistakenly moved that. But not the whole fucking thing. What, you think
Blue
I'm
Rose is
stupid?
correcting you. Vanilla Pie was complaining about your headphones, not the mic.
Is that true? Maybe.
Yes. It was the headphones,
Thank you
not the
for that.
mic.
Thank you for that correction, Blue Rose. It's certainly appreciated.
That sounds like sarcasm.
Oh, it would definitely was. It definitely was. You know what? Oh God, I haven't even started, and I think I forewarned the evening audience, but the daytime audience doesn't know. I think it's going to start tonight, if not tomorrow. We're getting additional steroids added. So I'm forewarning you, Wild Woman is on her way.
And so we
Crazy
must be
Bee
patient.
correct. Crazy Bee might be doing the show by herself for 10 days. So
If it's required, we will make it work.
I will try. I will make every effort to control myself, but there ain't no guarantees because it's going to be on. So
Life is life, right?
is that what we're calling it? Life is life.
Oh,
Yeah.
and she sends a "you're welcome." By the way, I was checking a message that came across, but Blue Rose says "you're welcome" back to you for the correction.
Oh.
The sarcastic thank you has gotten "oh, you're welcome."
Cast iron Dinkelman only goes to Crazy Bee, not to me.
She needs it as much as I do. Don't let her lie to you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mostly for her sleeping at night.
Yes, definitely for sleep.
I just need to escape my pain.
All right, so we did our interruption and everything for in the middle here. Everybody, please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, comment. What am I missing, Crazy Bee? There's one more.
Art says moderate your steroids with a bit of vodka.
Will that work? Maybe I'll try that.
That might make it worse. Just gonna say.
I don't know. It might not. I really could go for a shot of vodka, to tell you the truth.
Well, go grab one.
We're
not stopping you.
No, I don't have. I'll have to have Eric stop.
Grab you a little double shotter from the gas station or something.
Here we go. Yeah, stop and get the scripts from the pharmacy and then hit up the state store. There we go.
Hey, it works.
That's a good. If it works, right? Damn, it's cold in here. So, anyway, I'm traumatized. Thank you, audience, for bearing with me. I feel better.
And thank you guys for tolerating me until she got here.
Oh, she's not that bad. You know what? She talks a good game.
I do not.
Heard. Yes, you do. You could go on about a subject. We could
I
be
can,
here
but
till
it takes
7
me
o'clock.
totally off the rails and off the tracks, and then I got to find my way back.
Yeah, well, as long as you find your way back, that's the only important thing.
It may
Wait,
not work, but I can guarantee you won't really care either.
that could be very true.
Oh,
And in
God.
fact, stop talking about finding your way back. You know, what do you do when you have, you talk about going like how we go down these rabbit holes, or we get off topic like we are now, like I just barged in and interrupted, and somehow we got to find our way back to where we were at,
Oh, where we
correct?
were at was me basically joking with Art about how all of our governments have had shit for plans, and even if they've had
Right.
decent plans, most of them have gone to shit afterwards. And the two that had decent plans were taken out, and the ones who were left to pick up their plan did a piss poor job at it.
Exactly. But the point I'm trying to make is, as long as we ultimately get back to that point, does it matter which way we go? Does it matter you go one way and I go another way, but at the end we both meet?
That's fine. I don't
You
care.
know what I'm
I don't really go into anything with a plan. I just go in and have fun.
right. So where we do deviate on things, ultimately we do eventually get back there. It might take us a while, but we will get back there. And, Crazy B might take us down a path. I might go down a path. They could be similar, but we meet at the end, or they could be totally different ways about getting there. And ultimately, as long as we get to that point, I think that's what is most important. That we do get to the ultimate place that we wanted to be. And you guys should know by now that most of the time we do go off the rails, but we do find our way back.
Oh, yeah.
If like
The roadmap we should have followed in the first place.
why even have a roadmap? I don't even think Google could follow us, to be honest with you. The way we go. But all right, so this is my man Steve Turley, and which one's he doing, Crazy B? What's he
This is on
talking
gerrymandering.
about? Okay, so we're still talking.
SCOTUS may get rid of some kind of race component to it, I think
Yeah,
is what his point was.
just so you know, they came out. Oh, I was expecting like fireworks. Yeah, I almost said an emergency alert, but that isn't the word I wanted. Yeah, one of them things came across saying, "Oh, SCOTUS is making a major announcement," and I'm like, "Okay, what's this about?" And here they have their October and November calendar out and
And
ready to
that's what he
roll.
said. He's like, SCOTUS is signaling about this, that, or the other. And,
Right.
Hold on a second. I've got someone trying to call me.
One moment, please. Crazy B has a phone call that's interrupting the broadcast. As she goes, hopefully.
So he says SCOTUS is signaling. That
Right.
doesn't mean jack shit. They could change their mind at the last minute.
Exactly. And they are going to hear the case, and it is the one I mentioned previously from Louisiana, who it went to the Supreme Court, and they're looking at the gerrymandering that occurred for having majority minority voting blocks. Now, I had mentioned previously as well that when that did go up to the Supreme Court, the signal that Turley's going to talk about is that they went and asked for all of the states. They want to see it all, just not Louisiana. So the expectation could be that all of this gerrymandering could potentially be thrown out. I'm not holding my breath, but the case from Louisiana is going forward either October, November, if
And
you're
I do have
interested.
the article for the SCOTUS thing that we can pull up next and then jump into the rest of the articles that we have for the day.
Oh, because I was ahead of the game, and just because I was traumatized, I forgot I sent it. Sorry.
Oh no,
All
it's
right.
okay. I just want to let people know that we're going to be covering that next,
All
and
right.
since
Good.
it does tie into what we're already covering, so I
Okay, well,
didn't really get a chance to discuss what we were covering because, well, scatterbrain me was still trying to send out links and say hi and get everything ready and pulled up.
we're good. We're all good. If the
So
audience doesn't like it, well, there are other content creators available for their viewing pleasure. But we
yeah.
have we have some good people, our return people. And let's see. Dinkelman thinks I should drink at lunch right now, or
No,
in
he
his
says
I
I'm going to have a drink at lunch now
at lunch
when I
when I
go. However, he does say
okay.
he has plenty of vodka to the vodka comment earlier.
Oh, okay. That works for me then.
So he could send us some.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Nice. Art says a lot of my philosophical and political discussions usually go like two drunks in a bar. I can cope. LOL.
Hey, it would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
And thanks, Blue Rose, for the moderating. We appreciate you.
yes, I did pin that for a brief moment, and I actually need to pin it again because I was trying to pin Art, but somehow ended up pinning hers because something changed. But so yeah. All right, let me hit play. We'll get through a little bit more. We're only a minute and 30 seconds in, so we haven't missed much. I just spent a lot of time running my damn mouth in that minute and 30 seconds.
No, you're allowed.
All right, here we go.
Means in many respects the end of the Democrat Party. All right, so you're sitting down. You're sitting down, you caught your breath. Let me take you on just a very quick historical journey so we understand what's happening right now, the context here. It all goes back to 1965. President Lyndon Johnson signs what's called the Voting Rights Act after the horrific events, if you recall, Bloody Sunday in Selma, Alabama. The law was meant to ensure that blacks could vote without discrimination. Fair enough, wonderful. But here's where it gets twisted. By the 1980s, Democrats figured out how they could weaponize this law to create what are called majority-minority districts. So these are districts made up of a majority of minorities, which essentially segregated voters by race so as to guarantee political outcomes. Now, in 86, there was a Supreme Court case called Thornburg versus Gingles. And what it did is it created a three-part test that lowered the burden of proof necessary to prove something called vote dilution, okay? Vote dilution is a legal concept that Democrat activists came up with, where they convinced the court that the democratic participation of a minority group is weakened or rendered ineffective through the way electoral districts are drawn. So bottom line, opponents of vote dilution argued that unless districts were drawn around majority-minority population regions, then those minorities can never elect the candidates of their choice. And so the Gingles test, as it's called, made it easier for Democrat activists to draw up these race-based congressional districts. Suddenly, Democrats weren't just fighting for voting rights. Now they were engineering election results with the Supreme Court's blessing, again, back in 86. So they were packing minority voters into specific districts while cracking apart conservative communities. It was racial gerrymandering disguised as civil rights. Fast forward to today, and we have what's called Louisiana versus Calais. This is the case that could change everything. Here's what happened. Louisiana created a second majority black congressional district to comply with a federal court order. And of course, this federal court order came in line with the way the VRA, the Voting Rights Act, has been interpreted since Gingles back in 86. But a group of voters, God bless them, recognized that this was, in their opinion, nothing less than a mandated form of racial segregation. And that group of voters sued, saying the state was violating their 14th and 15th Amendments, the same amendments that were supposed to protect equal treatment under the law. They sued, charging that this was nothing less than race-based gerrymandering. And it is now in front of the Supreme Court. But here's the kicker. Last night, on Friday night, the Supreme Court expanded the scope of the case. They're not asking whether Louisiana's redistricting map is constitutional. They are now asking whether creating any majority-minority district violates the Constitution. And that would in effect gut the Giggles interpretation of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which is the Democrats' favorite tool for rigging elections. Section 2 prohibits voting discrimination on the basis of race or color and the like in Democrat Act.
Hey, JJ, glad to see you're back. You're getting ready for work? Okay, well, we will be catching you. I'm sure you're going to be working.
Yes, nice to see you, JJ.
And
No,
since
I'm-
JJ
yeah.
posted this, I'm glad to know that they're trying to take the race aspect of gerrymandering out of the picture.
I agree. I mean, in the state, my state, Pennsylvania, for all of the people that are in there, we have 3 cities that determine the outcome of the election, and they are majority minorities, and that's Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and believe it or not, there's a little town, relatively small, called Erie, Pennsylvania. And
And
Erie,
it used to be a big place. Now it's a small place.
Yeah. Right, and it is a huge, pivotal component when it comes to the elections. I mean, they look at Erie as this is make it or break it country, right? That they have it. They have Erie as the majority minority. And
But it's
so
now
these 3
basically nothing. It's a tiny place compared to what it used to be.
cities, but it's still majority minority, and they still are able to keep the state blue.
Time to change that shit up. And honestly, I don't get why this even matters. If our votes matter so much, why does any of this gerrymandering and districts things actually need to be happening?
Yeah, I mean, why does it matter where you live? I thought it was your vote that was supposed to count.
Oh, this is for the votes for the representatives to represent us in the Senate. But not that they do their
Right.
damn job. So what's the point? Just going to point that out. None of these representatives, none of these senators actually do a damn thing that benefit us, really. So why do we have them at this point?
A little bit crazy.
Yeah, this is again me going on the screw the government day. It's a screw the government day. No optimism allowed.
Okay.
In my case, you can say whatever you're gonna say. I'm just gonna be like screw the government today. Okay.
That's okay. All right, go ahead.
All right, let's continue.
Activists have weaponized that through this ridiculous notion of vote dilution. So they purposely redraw congressional districts so as to segregate minorities from whites. And gang, the Supreme Court is signaling that they're about to shoot that down 6-3. The Supreme Court is poised to declare all majority minority districts, districts that were...
Shall we place bets on which 3 judges descend?
I think they would be the Democrat ones.
The Ketanji Brown Jackson, that other chick, and what was the third one? There was 2 other chicks.
Sonia Mayor, whatever, Mayor, and yeah.
Sotomayor and well, we know for sure those 2 are automatic. So, I think we should start placing bets on which of the Supreme Court justices are the descending on this one.
Right.
So, I'm just, trying to make politics a little bit of fun. Like horse races in the WNBA playoffs. Not that the WNBA playoffs actually mean jack shit. Okay. No, but I get where he's saying. And I absolutely am looking forward to this ruling. I really am. If they even bother getting to it, though. They may kick the can down the road.
No, it's on their calendar. They'll listen to it. It's scheduled.
And they've postponed things because of stupid reasons before. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Knocking on wood. But let's get through this last 3 minutes.
Deliberately drawn so as to exclude whites. Unconstitutional. Now, do you know what that means? Again, are you sitting down? That means that by 2026, the Democrats may lose upwards of 25 House seats. 25 House seats could disappear overnight if the Supreme Court overturns race-based gerrymandering, which they almost certainly will. Nearly half those seats, 11 or so, would be in the South alone, so that the Democrat Party, in terms of congressional representation, would in effect, they would literally go extinct in the South as a result of this overturning. Now, if your math ain't so quick, that means that the Republican Party would be going into every single congressional election every 2 years with a baseline of at least 230 seats. And this doesn't even count Texas's new redistricting map that just added 5 new solid GOP seats. This doesn't count Ohio's, which is adding 2 new GOP seats. And it doesn't count Florida's, their new map, which is yielding us 4 new GOP seats. Gang, the electoral consequences of this is beyond anything anyone could have imagined literally weeks ago. The Democrats are staring into the abyss. This would be the single biggest political earthquake of the last 100 years and permanently block the Democrats out of congressional power for the foreseeable future. And to make matters even worse, it's just, you probably heard, it's just been announced that Trump has amassed a $1.4 billion war chest for the midterms. Well, the Democrats are basically bankrupt. They're literally borrowing money just to keep the lights on at the DNC. The Democrats' entire congressional...
They wouldn't have had to have borrowed money to keep the lights on if Kamala Harris hadn't blown all that fucking money on celebrities.
True.
Just gonna add that little point out.
And there's, I believe, a lawsuit filed against her because her paying them out like Beyonce violates the laws. So I think there's going to be a little bit of trouble there.
Uh-huh. We will see how this plays out, but yeah, DNC did not have to do that.
Right. And the kick in the pants with Beyonce was they paid her and she didn't even perform, so...
Well, that's called being smart.
Exactly, that's true.
Good luck paying that back.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's get through the last few moments. Last minute.
Strategy since the 1960s has been built on maintaining their artificially created districts. The Supreme Court is poised to drop the hammer on that precedent and shatter it into a million pieces. If and when that happens, gang, it's game over. Suddenly, districts from California to New York will be, by law, need to be redrawn based on the actual communities of interest, not racial quotas. And the days of Democrats racially gerrymandering election results will have come to a decisive end, just like the Democrats themselves.
I don't think it's going to be the end of the Democrats. They've
And
been
I'm not.
around for way too long. I don't think it'll be the end, but they will be reformatting and representing themselves some other way.
You know, they'll reinvent themselves. I mean, they're working on it now, I think. And I'm not quite so sure that the Supreme Court has the balls enough and the peas enough to actually do this, go through with it. To lose 25 potential seats, that's pretty significant. And I don't know if the swamp will permit that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dink's heading out. We'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
I don't think... It's hard to say. Honestly, I think they're hoping that Trump is a fluke and they can get the government back in check after him.
Well,
I think that's what they're really aiming for.
Yeah. I don't know. J.D. Vance is kind of out in front. Who's the Dems going to put up?
Oh, they're already talking Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, but really?
And, I mean, he's really all they got right now.
Right.
Everybody else is a laughing joke.
Right. And so is he. I just don't see him. But stranger things have happened, like Fetterman, so go figure.
Art's got a good point. Gerrymandering started in the 1800s, and it's not a creation of the Voting Rights Act. That is true. But these dingbats linked them together, and now we have to unlink them.
Right.
And that will give them less options.
Right.
Yeah, sorry. Big yawn for me. Where was it? Oh, this needs to go there. This, not that. This. Do we want to start with the articles or do you want to start with those truth posts?
We could do an article and then we could do the truth post.
All right, let me jump it to... Wait a second. I'm missing something.
Well, put the...
Hold on. No. I'm missing a link that I hate my hands. Where did it go?
Kagan.
Kagan. Yeah. Did you want the false SCOTUS thing really quick since it is...
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Hold one moment, please. While I get crap out of the way and get this here. And I knew I was missing a link that I didn't share on my, oh, for the love of Pete, go away. Okay. It's trying to force me to log in. All right, here we go. Transition. Now everyone can see it.
Right. So this was updated this morning almost at 10. The Supreme Court makes major announcement, and I was looking for the major announcement.
Okay.
Go ahead, Don. And I might skip around on this because it's kind of on the long side. The Supreme Court will begin its 2025 term on October 6th. You know, I'd like to have that much time off. Wouldn't you? Plus the other time that they get off. I mean,
but then we'd be bored, and nothing would still get done. Because of our health.
I do work on vacation because I'm a nut job, but whatever. Okay, October 6th with oral arguments in Villarreal versus Texas, which presents the question of whether a court violates a defendant's right to counsel by prohibiting the defendant and counsel from discussing the defendant's testimony during an overnight recess. The justices will also hear oral arguments in Beck versus Choi on October 6th. The question presented in this case is whether a state law requiring the dismissal of a complaint if it is not accompanied by an expert affidavit may apply in federal court. Other cases set for oral argument in October are You can read them in the description listed below. Why it matters. The court is set to hear several cases on issues that have drawn public interest. In Chiles versus Salazar, the court will consider whether a Colorado state law banning conversion therapy for minors by mental health counselors violates free speech rights. If you want to scroll
How?
down, Crazy B.
I want to hear those arguments.
Uh-huh. In 2023, the court declined to take up a case challenging a ban on conversion therapy for children in Washington. Justices Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, and Brett Kavanaugh voted to hear that case, but 4 votes are needed for the case to proceed. Louisiana versus Calais, a case challenging Louisiana's congressional map, is set for re-argument on October 15th. The justices first heard arguments in the redistricting case earlier this year. The court will consider whether the map is racially gerrymandered to create majority-minority districts and whether the new districts violate the 14th and 15th Amendments. There's additional cases. You can see their calendars for October 6th and November the 3rd. Crazy B, if you continue to scroll down. The current Supreme Court justices are Chief Justice John Roberts, Associate Justices Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Sonia Sotomayor, Elena Kagan, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Their term reconvenes, as we mentioned, on the 6th. So if you're interested in that, that'll be posted down below.
Yep. Okay, so next one, do we want to go with more of the gerrymandering from Hakeem and Alina, what's her face?
Yeah, let's finish that off, and then
Let's start.
They're just summaries, right?
Yes. The
Okay,
Hakeem Jeffries one is the shortest.
Yeah. So Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic congressman from New York, is facing allegations that he interfered in a federal criminal case to advance his political objectives regarding a law enforcement nominee selected by President Trump. This goes back. This had to do with Alina Habba.
Which is right here.
Yeah. And she was appointed as the interim U.S. Attorney for New Jersey by Trump in March. She faced immediate departure as her 120-day term expired on July 22nd. Now, she has been installed as the U.S. Attorney, so that was taken care of. Her full-term nomination submitted on July the 1st encountered strong opposition from New Jersey Senators Kim and Booker, who plan to block her confirmation using Senate rules. Habba earned backing from top law enforcement groups for prosecuting gang and drug crimes, but drew criticism for pursuing politically motivated cases and controversial arrests. Habba acknowledged uncertainty about her future in a staff meeting, saying, "I hope I could stay," while reports indicate state federal judges may appoint an alternative interim U.S. attorney. And that's actually what had happened. The judges had gotten together and, I can't remember the dippity-doo they put in, but she was. And then they had to take her back out to put Habba back in. Without the Senate confirmation or judicial appointment, Habba will leave the office, marking a setback for her and limiting Trump's influence over New Jersey's justice system. Again, as we know, Habba was installed as the U.S. Attorney there.
Yep.
And we're just, again, playing catch-up from what's been in the file sitting there.
Yep.
All right,
we can go with the Truth Social post.
Okay. So this was what we were just talking about.
Do you need me to
This,
enlarge it, or is it good?
it's good. This is from May 19th, but this is applicable to what we've just been talking about with the gerrymandering. Trump writes, how much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he is such a fan of hers? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? And how much went to Oprah and Bono? I am going to call for a major investigation into this matter. Candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did, under the guise of paying for entertainment. In addition, this was a very expensive and desperate effort to artificially build up her sparse crowds. It's not legal. For these unpatriotic entertainers, this was just a corrupt and unlawful way to capitalize on a broken system. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And I'm not sure if I've heard anything about the status of that. You
Oh,
could
nothing's
double-check.
probably ever going to come of it. Are you kidding right now?
Okay.
It's going to be decades before someone finally decides it was illegal or not.
And by that, the statute of limitations will run out like it does on everything.
Uh-huh. And you know what's really sad though is, like they said, you know, if these are such wonderful fans of hers and they really think she should be president, why does she have to pay them for entertainment? Why aren't they volunteering their entertainment? And it's the same thing for charities. Why do charities have to pay these people to fundraise for them by performing?
Right.
I don't like that. I think it's stupid. If you are doing a concert for charity, you don't get a freaking penny.
Correct. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart and for the fact that you believe in what that charity is providing.
Yes, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it's expensive to haul your band all over the frickin' place and all that, but with how much money y'all make in general, there's no excuse that for do one charity event a year if it's that expensive. Right. Pick wisely.
And I think Oprah got $1 million.
Yeah.
For that.
For what? A 5-minute speech? Yeah, this is all alarming. And again, I can't stand celebrities who are like, oh, I'm such a wonderful celebrity. I did this charity concert. But they don't tell you how much they got paid to do that charity concert.
Right, but what I find more disturbing, though, is do they really get enough people out to listen to what she has to say, which in turn would perhaps get them out to vote? I would hope not, but the lines that were there to see Beyonce were crazy. I mean, they thought they were going to see a free concert of hers.
And she wasn't there.
She said a speech, I believe, a couple minutes
yeah,
speech.
She didn't perform. She did a quick speech and then dipped.
Right, and they were pissed. So,
because again, misrepresentation to draw people in. And like Art just pointed out, you may have loved Kamala, but you may have known she was going to lose. Take the money and run, Bob. Baby. Sorry, I almost misread that last part. Yeah, I can see why people do that, but it's still like seriously.
But if it is violating a law, then we got problems on both sides. I mean, with the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Kamala and the person that took the money.
Well, what does that say about all the people who were at Trump's? Kid Rock, that dude for that one song that he always uses. And a few others. Did they get paid?
I'm not sure.
I would love to find out if Trump paid them or if they were there for free out of the kindness of their heart.
I'm going to guess that they did it for free, is what I recall, but don't hold me to that. We would have to. I mean, I doubt very much Trump would post this and then say, I'm paying my own people. That, again, would be stupid, just like who's ever in my fucking files. You know what I mean? Like, that would just be like, just draw attention to myself. Why don't you? Go look at the people
The
that.
Democrats had no problem doing, like, a lot of people have no problem pointing the finger, even while there's a big flashing arrow over their head.
Yeah.
Fauci is another one.
Yeah. Really.
I mean, the Bushes were another great example. I mean, I've been around and paid attention enough. I've seen a lot of politicians throw mud at other people and not realize that that person's also holding up a fan to blow it back at them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't know. I'd love to find out. Maybe if I get some time, or if you got some time, look in to find out if they were paid or not. Due diligence
All right.
and fair.
Well, there you go. We'll check it out.
And let's jump to the next one. U.S. grocery prices reach record highs in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Prices are higher today than they were in July of 2024, all in major categories listed below: cheese, alcohol, grocery, dairy, produce, and meat. And out of most of that stuff, produce and alcohol can be imported. Oh my God, I will learn to talk. Meat is usually homegrown.
Could I
Dairy.
stop you for a second, please? One moment, please. Scroll back up to the top, please. And read that again.
Oh, grocery prices.
No, scroll back up. What year does it say?
2025. Oh, these are prices for 2024. Yeah.
Go down. Yeah, but go down. It says in 2025, and look at the chart. And the graph. Yeah, right.
But that's for alcohol.
No, we don't have the chart yet for October of 2025. This is August.
They're comparing to July 2024. So July of 2024 is somewhere like in here.
Mm-hmm.
And until we have, we know what our prices are that we're paying, but they don't have 2025 on there yet.
Yeah, is there another piece to this? Is that the only thing? Uh-huh. Yeah. Go back up. What does that say from that? Okay. All right, keep going. The
Down or
DEMS
up?
hold on. The DEMS published this chart on social media. This came from the Citizens Free Press. All right, just what you read. Go ahead, keep going. So they were trying to show it with Trump, what it was with Biden, and then we end in October of 2024. We're not comparing apples to apples. There's October of 19, October of 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
But we can guesstimate that July is almost in between. So,
but that doesn't
where's July of... Oh, this would be technically July. So, approximately July here, it's a smidge over.
Right.
If this is July.
Right. So then is there another piece to this?
Nope. Just those two charts.
Just the two charts. So what we need to wait for is when this pops in October of 2025 is what we're going to want to take a look at. Did they stay the same? Did it escalate, or did they drop?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think it could be higher with this tariff situation. So I'm not going to hold my breath on any of it.
But a lot of this stuff we don't have coming in from other countries.
Well,
So the tariff shouldn't affect American dairy, American produce, American meats. This is
this
only
all
the imported would be impacted by tariffs.
right? Is this saying that, is this chart say this is only American?
No, it doesn't. So, but again, we look at most of our dairy comes from America, comes from the United
Right.
States. We're not going to have a tariff on that unless we ship it out.
Right.
Unless we bring in a frozen pizza from Italy, there might be a tariff. But I can make my own damn pizza for a lot cheaper than buying a frozen one from Italy. Alcohol is a split, whether it's ours or foreign. Meat is almost always American-based meat. It doesn't really hold well when you ship it from overseas unless it's frozen. And we are too finicky to really accept frozen meat from other countries. Cheese, we do import some, not all though. Most of our, I know some, but most of it is American made. And what do they mean by, well, I guess difference is groceries. And dairy also includes eggs, by the way. So part of the spike that you see is not from milk, but the egg part. And why is cheese not considered the same as dairy when it's made
Dairy.
from, yeah, anyways. And produce, a lot of our stuff, especially in the fall and winter, come from overseas, mostly South America. That's not really overseas. That's just a hop, skip, and a jump south. But again, a lot of our tomatoes come from elsewhere as well. But we do have a lot of homegrown vegetables, and I'll just start buying my own. So, I'm not buying my own, making my own, or growing my own. There's options here. And meat actually had the most dramatic spike from 2020 to 2020, almost 2022, was the most dramatic spike in meat.
Well,
If you look
that-
at that. I love the
Yeah,
way
that
they don't mention how everything was down here until around 2020. Through the beginning of 2021. And then it just went way up there, and it's never going to come back down. Because once they get us established at that price, they don't have a reason to bring it back down. We just have adapted our budgets and our finances to cover it. So, yeah, I can see where, again, this does kind of cut off where approximately July 2025 would be. Approximately. And if you look back at the same distance for July of 2024, it has risen some, but not so insanely that it's like absolutely overwhelming, unbearable. And we all knew this was going to happen again. And there's other things that people are not taking into consideration with this is the cost of gas that it takes for the logistics to move it. The cost of packaging may have gone up. The bird flu definitely hit us with dairy. So, I mean, there's a lot that could be why this is the case. And I really want to see what the full year is, like you're saying. Let's see what it says in October. You still there, Dee?
yes, I am. You're doing
Oh.
fine. Go.
Well, I think that's it. Unless you want me to see what else we have laying around.
No, go ahead. Whatever you have next or whatever.
Well, that was it for the list. That's why I said. I thought it was going to take longer to cover this.
Oh, so we're done with all of everything that's on that list?
Yeah, well, no, not the whole list. Just what I pulled aside for today.
Okay, do you want to do anything else or do you want to end early?
That's up to you. We have videos we can cover. We have articles we can cover. I just thought I pulled enough. Normally takes us longer to get, like, we usually take longer on some of these. Weird.
Oh, why don't we just call it a day then? All right.
Okay. And we'll pick up more tomorrow.
Don't
Sound
forget
like a plan?
tomorrow evening, 7 to 9.
Alrighty, let me close this off. And we'll do the usuals of y'all stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. Have a good one. And we'll try and catch y'all tomorrow night. Anything to add?
No. Have a good
Oh!
night, everybody.
And by the way, people, keep an eye out. I do have little things popping up throughout the video. Like one, it'll be for a few moments. Like it'll be upwards of anywhere from like about 5 minutes. I leave it up in the video. It's up to y'all to find it. And if you find it, go ahead and drop the emoji that correlates with it in the description, in the comments, okay?